Okay, today is January 22nd. This message is going out to all the oystermen in Eastpoint, Florida. I just want to let you know that my reason for coming there was to follow John and Nancy. I spent a cumulative total amount of time, about 30 days, following John and Nancy's work on the Gulf of Mexico. I've been to Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Grand Isle, and the last place I came to was Eastpoint, Florida. When I arrived there, I tell you what, I had no idea I was going to look at anything to do with oysters. It had to do with whether this apparatus of John and Nancy's could work. I did wind up staying at the good grace of Bob Allen at his place. Before you all get all worked up about that, just set that aside for a moment. I want to give you my perspective. Yes, I'm an outsider. Yes, I'm from California, and no, I'm not an oysterman. But from what I can see is that you all share a challenge. You have a problem, and you're aware of it kind of in the back of your head, and you're hoping that it's not going to come to the forefront because it's going to put you in a major dilemma. Number one, I know that you're proud of the Apalachicola oyster. It's the best tasting oyster on the planet. The challenge is, do you knowingly sell this oyster to the public? When you know its quality, that's not a problem, but if there's a threat to the quality of the water around it. I cannot tell you that I have definitively found oil in the water. Nancy and John had collected samples and have sent that off to the chemist for analysis. Who's to say that it's in your water? Came back 3 parts per million, which is about the same amount that they had at Grand Isle, the place that got hit pretty hard after the horizon went down, right? Another challenge that you have, excuse me, I had one gentleman contact me through YouTube, pretty pissy about the kinds of things I was saying. He said I was, disparaging the whole area, and I'm not. The kinds of things that I was saying in my video was poking fun at myself. Didn't mean any harm to any of the oystermen. Did not intend for them to be offended at all. In fact, I didn't think I was. I was making fun of myself and giving a satirical view of my trip that day out in the water. What you do is very difficult, I can see that. It gets damn cold out in that water. I know what it's like because I've been out there. One day, albeit one day, but I can't imagine doing that every day. That's something that you guys are doing to make a living. So that's in a sense of me saying that I respect what you do. However, I would invite you to go down to Indian Creek at low tide and get down there near that road and take a big whiff and tell me that you still don't have a problem. Okay? I may have called it Shit Creek, but there was for good reason. Samples have been collected and sent to a certified chemist. This guy's been in the business for 32 years supporting the seafood industry. Those results have not come back yet because, well, we're trying to tell him what to test for. So if you're waiting on that, you'll have to talk to John and Nancy. I view my position here as an observer and as a reporter, and my whole purpose down here is to find out whether that electronic apparatus can work or not. As you've seen from many of my comments, I am highly skeptical. I can't use the word skeptical enough, and Nancy knows it. Nancy, I love you, but you know what? I'm still skeptical, and I'm not seeing anything that has proved to me that this thing works or doesn't. So anyway, if I've offended anybody with my satire, I apologize, but don't be mad at me. Don't shoot the messenger. If you're angry about the condition of the water, after you go down there to Indian Creek, perhaps you ought to redirect that anger towards the powers that be. The DEP, are they doing anything? Good question to ask. I've asked that question. You should also ask it. What's the water company doing? Have you taken a look at your water coming out of that tap? The degree of chlorine coming out of there is incredible. When you match chlorine with organic material, which is in the water supply abundantly, and by the way, you eat organic material, when it combines with that, it creates a chemical called a trihalomethane, which is, guess what, boys and girls, carcinogenic. Alright, so why do you guys have the highest cancer rate? Could it be something to do with that? You got bigger problems. So you don't need to come after me. You need to take a look at what's going on there in your community if you care about it, and I'm sure you do. You want a quality oyster product. The people out there in the world want a quality oyster product. They don't want to have to eat oysters from Texas. They want real Apalachicola oysters that taste good. Now if you go back and look at my video, you see I had one. And you go back and you see what I said about that oyster. I meant what I said. So anyway, I thank you for listening. Please don't take it out of me. Some of the oystermen I've talked to have found my videos rather humorous, and if I've offended you again, I apologize. One more time, thank you for watching.